minus 5. X is less than negative 2. And I have a 5x plus 4 when x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Well, you should know by now both of these are lines. Okay, both of these are lines. This line, the first line exists to the left of negative 2. The second line exists to the right of negative 2. So let's sketch the graph of those lines. Okay, first line, that's the y-intercept. So I'm going to go over here, call that negative 5. That's my y-intercept. How many points do I need to graph a line? 2. Okay, even though I have no equal sign here at negative 2, I can put it in and get an idea where it is. Okay, most of the time, not all the time. Sometimes it becomes undefined. Okay, so in this one, I can put it in. When I put negative 2 in there, this whole thing now turns into negative 6. So I'm going to go negative 2. I'm going to call this negative 6. But I have to put an open circle, okay, because it's not including that. Now this line exists to the left of negative 2. So when I graph this line, I don't go up, I have to go down because it's going to the left of negative 2. Now I'm going to graph this one. That one is y-intercept is 4. So I'm going to go over here, 4, and that's one of my points. Now, get the second point, let's go ahead and plug in negative 2. When I put in negative 2, this turns into a negative 6. Okay, so since that turns into negative 6, at negative 2 it comes down, and this is including negative 2, so that closes that hole. So I have these 2 points, so I'm going to connect those 2 dots, and that line exists to the right of negative 2. That's it. Okay, let's go to 4b, and then 5a. I will post this for you to go home and take a look at it. Okay. 3x squared plus 2 when x is less than or equal to 1, and then I have a negative x plus 4 when x is greater than 1. Okay, same thing. This is a parabola. Okay, that parabola is moved up. You should know it opens up, moved up by 2 units. Okay, so if you were to graph that parabola, okay, 2, okay, and then it's going to go through it's going to go through there. It's going to look like that. The only thing is, I need to know what the value of this parabola is at 1. So when I put in 1 right there, this turns into 3 plus 2, which is 5. So this turns into 5. So if I call that 1, okay, and I need to, because I'm not drawing it to scale, I just want to make sure everything works out. So I'm going to move that to over here, call that 1. Oops. Call that 1 and go up here, and then that's 5. Okay, so it's including 1. That means it gets a closed circle, but it only exists to the left of 1. That means anything that I have right of 1, okay, I will have to erase that. Does anyone have any questions? It gets erased to the right of 1. Now this one is a line, okay, so this line has a y-intercept of 4. So I'm going to go over here, call that 4, and that's the 1 point. Now how do I get my second point? I'm actually going to put in the 1 and see what happens to that. When I put in 1 into the x right there, okay, that turns into a 3. Okay, 3. So at 1, this turns into a 3, so we'll call that 3. Okay, but it's an open circle there. So 1, 3. These are the 2 points I need to graph that line. But this line exists to the right of 1. So I don't start, even though I'm starting here, but that's my lineup, but I start actually graphing the line to the right of that. Okay, I use these 2 points, but I have to graph the line to the right. And that's it. And you erase this stuff here so you don't mistake. Alright, so 5a is the next one. So 5a f of x is equal to absolute value of x. Right. Everyone should know what graph of this looks like. Okay. It's a v. Goes through 0. Okay. You also know this one, when it's positive, that's why I told you to split this up as a positive and negative back in the day when we were doing inequalities. This is y is equal to x. When it's negative, that's y is equal to negative x. Well, this is a line. It has a positive slope. So that means it's y is equal to x. This has a line. It has a negative slope. That means that must be y is equal to negative x. So it's really a piecewise function. If you were to write this as a piecewise function, you're going to have y is equal to x when x is greater than or equal to 0, and y is equal to negative x when x is less than or equal to 0. Sorry, Mr. Wynn. Yeah. There's only one day I have to work. This is it. Piecewise functions. Hey, look. We're doing this. You will be happy.
Ah.
The Wolverine curve.
The Wolverine curve.
Yeah.
Whatever goes below. Jumps above.
Or now, do you have questions for Mr. Wynn or me? Okay. You can do it that way, but since it's a closed right there, okay, you have to equal to 0 somewhere. You can put it on both. They can share the same point. All right.
Have fun, guys.
All right. Let's take a look at section 26 then. Section 26. Domain. X intercept and Y intercept. 12. I said only 1 through 11, David. Yes. Number 9. Anything else? 5. 7. Naomi? 11. Alright, here we go. Alright, I only saw half of you get A's on the last quiz. That means the other half better pay attention. Okay, you have f of x is equal to e to the 3x. You gotta know what the graph of this looks like. It's an exponential curve. This one goes through 1. It looks like that. If you know the graph, you can answer all the questions. Since the curve goes all the way left to right, the domain is all reals. Okay? So, X intercept, does it cross X axis? Nope. No. Does it cross Y intercept, does it cross the Y axis? Yeah. Y is equal to 1. Done. Yes, ma'am. Without looking at the graph, yes, there is. Okay? Alright. Let's say, and you better know how to graph this. In higher math, you have to know what the pictures look like. Okay? So you got to get used to that. Okay, if I did know what the graph of this looks like, first of all, I have to ask myself, is there any x value I cannot use right there? Is there any number I can put there that get undefined? No. So that means domain's all reals. Okay, how do I find x-intercept? I set my y is equal to 0, so 0 is equal to e to the 3x. I take it whenever I am solving for exponent, variable and exponent, I have to ln both sides. ln of 0 is equal to 3x. Uh-oh. Can I take an ln of 0? No, that's why I get none. No solution. Alright, to find the x-intercept, you're going to set y is equal to 0. So it'll be 3 times 0, which is e to the 0, which is 1. That's the y-intercept. That is, if you didn't know what the graph looks like. Okay. Alright. 6, 7, and 9. Okay, remember that. And 11. 6. Okay, 6. F of x is equal to ln of x minus 1. Alright, everyone should know what ln of y is equal to ln of x looks like. Y is equal to ln of x looks like this. Gotta have that memorized. It's my y-axis, my x-axis. 0. Okay, it has a vertical asymptote at 0. But the only thing is, this right here tells me my graph is going to move one step which direction? To the right. So instead of this being 1, that now turns into 2. So now that is the graph of that. The vertical asymptote is going to be at 1. It's going to move over also. Alright, so there's the graph. Now you can answer all the questions. What's my domain? Well, since the curve only exists to the right of 1, the domain is all reals, okay, such that x is greater than 1. What's my x-intercept? Well, where does it cross the x-axis? 2. What's my y-intercept? Where does it cross the y-axis? None. Old school way? Actually, I mean, come on, say yes. Yes. Alright. Now remember, this has to be positive. So x minus 1 has to be greater than 0. Always, because we can't take a logarithm of anything else. X is greater than 1, and there it is. All reals, x is greater than 1. How do I find the x-intercept? I turn y into 0. 0 is equal to ln of x minus 1. Okay. Now, I got to write this in exponential form. I'm doing the old school way. I'm just actually working it out using algebra. What's my base in this particular problem? No. E. Power is 0. Is equal to x minus 1. What's e to the 0? 1. 1 is equal to x minus 1. Take the 1 over. What's my x equal to? 2. And there it is. Alright, what about the y-intercept? I turn x into 0. Y is equal to ln of 0 minus 1. Can I take a logarithm of a negative number? Nope. That's why I get none. Yes. Yeah, it's always like that. Remember, and when we find the center of a circle or ellipse, remember all that stuff? Yeah, same way. Alright, 7. 7, okay? Y is equal to 1 plus log of x. Alright, we're big boys and girls. Log of x looks like that. Well, what does this 1 attached at the end do? It just moves the whole thing up, okay? But it doesn't move it left and right, so I still have, okay, I got to find out where it crosses. So it doesn't, therefore it doesn't cross at 1. So this one I do have to do some algebra. So let's figure out where it crosses. So let's find the x-intercept, okay? And that's what we're trying to find, because it's not 1 anymore because it got moved up, okay? So how do you find the x-intercept? Well, we're going to turn y into 0. 1 plus log of x. Take the 1 over. I get negative 1 is equal to log of x. And what is my base in this particular problem? Yes, 10. My power is negative 1 is equal to x. And my x is equal to 1 over 10. So this is 1 over 10. It used to be 1. Since it got moved up, it's crossing at 1 over 10. Right. I can answer all my questions now. Okay. My domain is all reals such that x is greater than 0, right? because it doesn't cross 0. My x-intercept is x is equal to 1/10. Well, what's my y-intercept? Where's it cross the y-axis? None. Right. Next one is 9, I believe. You asked. Right. Y is equal to x plus 1 cubed minus 5. Alright. This is a good chance to review something you learned in Algebra 3-4. This is a cubic function, so you should know what all cubic functions look like. For example, you should know by now what that one looks like. Okay, that's the function that looks like that. Okay, what does the plus 1 inside do to this point right here? Shifted one space which way? Left. And what does a negative 5 do to that point? Okay, it will take it down. So that means I'm going to go one place left and 5 spaces down. Okay, and then that's my point. Now the curve is going to do one of these routines. Okay. Alright, so now, is there any number that I cannot use in here? Does the curve go all the way left to right? Yep. Okay, so my domain is all reals. Okay, where is it across the y-axis? Well, that's my y-intercept. How do I find my y-intercept? I'm going to set my x equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 plus 1 cubed minus 5, which is 1 minus 5, which is negative 4. So that's negative 4. Now I got to find out where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, so I got to find that. How do I find my x-intercept? I set my what equal to 0 now. Y is equal to 0. So 0 is equal to x plus 1 cubed minus 5. Take the 5 to the left. I'm going to get 5 is equal to, okay, x plus 1 cubed. How do I get rid of the cube? Cube root of 5 is equal to x plus 1. And I have to subtract 1. So I end up getting x-intercept turns out to be x is equal to negative 1 plus cube root of 5. And this point is negative 1 plus cube root of 5. And you can leave it like that. You don't have to convert it into a decimal. Yes, sir. No. Then you take you get even roots, you get plus and minus. Yes. You don't have to graph anything. If you were to graph it, okay, it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, but if you want to crunch it out using algebra, that's fine. Okay. Right, 11. But you will have to know all of these graphs next year. These are known as the basic graphs. Okay. Number 11. All right. F of x is equal to 2 minus 1 over x. There's only one number I cannot use. What is my number that I cannot use? 0. So domain is all reals that x cannot equal to 0. That's it. Okay, how about x-intercept, y-intercept? Well, if you don't know how to graph this, and I understand, let's do it the old-fashioned way. Let's go x-intercept. X-intercept means I turn my y into 0, so that means 0 is equal to 2 minus 1 over x. Take the 2 over, negative 2 is equal to negative 1 over x. Okay, 2 negatives cancel out, 2 is equal to 1 over x. Flip both sides, x is equal to 1/2. That's my x-intercept. How about the y-intercept? Y-intercept means I'm going to turn my x into 0. Okay, y is equal to 2 minus 1 over 0. What problem do I have now? There's none. Okay, let's go to section 25. Section 25. Yes, sir. What is it? There's no 13 in section 25. 4? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I saw his face and I saw a hand. 1 and 3. Okay, here we go. This is 1, section 25. Alright, you have V is equal to pi r squared h. And then they want you to find log of V. To find log of V, we're going to have to log both sides. So when you log the right side, you're going to get pi r squared h. Of course, this simplifies to log of pi plus log of r squared plus log of h. Well, you can simplify a little bit more. This is log of pi plus 2 log of r plus log of h, and you're done. And which one is it? A, B, C, or D? D is in cat, yes. There's no D in cat. Alright. Number 3. Number 3. I have log of 463 is B. And they want you to simplify log of 46.3. Well, we all know we can write this as log of 463 divided by 10. That's the same thing. But we all know using logarithm rules, this is the same thing as 463 minus log of 10. But we should know by now the log of 10, since the base is 10, that turns into 1. And this is B, so it'll be B minus 1. Four. Okay, the reason you have questions on 4 is because you don't know the graph of a logarithm. Okay, this is number 4. They're asking you what is log of, okay, if log of A is 0.3721, where is A located? That's what they want to know. Okay, so if you were to graph a logarithm curve looks like that. Okay, and that's 1. Okay, so they're telling you this is going to be 0.3721. So go over here and call that 0.3721. So if you go across, go down, where is my A going to fall? To the right of 1 or to the left of 1? To the right of 1. Okay, so multiple choice. So which one is it? See? It looks like a B to me. A is between 1 and 10. Somewhere here is 10, right? Alright. That brings us to section 24. Section 24. Yes, Olivia. 14. Other Olivia. 12 and 13. Okay. Yes. 8. Alright. Let's go with 8. Work our way up. We'll have to go fast because we're running out of time. Here we go. But it will be recorded, so go watch the video. This is x is equal to log base 4 of 32. What that means is 4 to the power of x is equal to 32. What that means is 2 to the second of x is equal to 2 to the fifth. What that means is 2 to the 2x is equal to 2 to the fifth. What that means is 2x is equal to 5. It means x is equal to 5 over 2. Alright. I'll post this. Okay, I gotta get through. Alright, 12. Alright, 12. Here we go. Shh. Log of base 3 of 1 over 243 is equal to x. You gotta write this in exponential form. Okay, in exponential form, this is 3 to the power x is equal to 1 over 243. Okay, 3 raised to what power is going to give me 243? What is it? 5. Okay, 3 to the x is equal to 1 over 3 to the 5. And then I can flip this, that's going to give me 3 to the negative 5. Bases match up, so what's my x has to equal to? Negative 5. Alright, moving on to number 13. Okay, and then we'll go 14. So 13, okay, log base 4 of x minus 2 plus log of base 4 of x plus 5 is equal to 2 log of base 4 of x plus 1. Okay, when that's plus, it's multiplication. So log base 4 of x minus 2 times x plus 5 is equal to, this becomes an exponent. So you have log base 4 of x plus 1 quantity squared. Alright, this matches up with this, so that means x minus 2 times x plus 5 has to equal to x plus 1 squared. We're big boys and girls. We can do this in our head now. We can multiply these together really fast. I'm going to get x squared plus 3x minus 10. Okay. On this one, when I expand that, I'm going to get x squared plus 2x plus 1. Fast algebra. Okay, x squares are going to cancel out. Okay. And this is plus 3x. I'm going to take the 2x to the left. I'm going to get an x. I'm going to take a negative 10 to the right. It's going to give me 11. And there it is. 14. Alright, 14. I have a 2 log base 5 of x minus log base 5 of 2 x squared minus 1 is equal to 2. Alright, this 2 is an exponent. So I have a log base 5 of x squared. Okay, minus log base 5 of 2x squared minus 1 is equal to 2. What does minus sign mean? Division. So log base 5, okay, of x squared over 2x squared minus 1 is equal to 2. What's my base on this problem? 5. What's my power in this problem? 2 is equal to x squared over 2x squared minus 1. Okay, what's 5 squared? 25. This is 25. I'll have to cross multiply this. Okay, that's going to give me 50x squared. 25 minus 1 is going to give me minus 25 is equal to x squared. Take the x squared to the left. That's going to give me 49x squared. Okay, take the 25 to the right. Okay, that's going to give me positive 25. Divide by 49. X squared is equal to 25 over 49. Take a square root of that. I'm going to get x is equal to plus or minus 5 over 7. Now, you have to ask yourself, do I use the negative value? Yes, I do. See this? That is getting squared. Okay? So negative is okay. And that is x is getting squared. So the negative is okay in that problem. Alright. So Last section, section 23. You only had 2 problems. I did the other 2. So section 23. I did 2 of them already. Which ones you want? You tell me. 4, okay? 4. X minus x e to the 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. Alright? Factor out an x. That's the first thing you have. Don't divide across by an x. You will get a wrong answer. And I will have to take points off. Okay, do not stop packing up. I'll have to hold you a little bit longer then. Thank you. Man in uniform. Not disciplined. X is equal to 0. I'm going to have to talk to Commander about that. Okay, x is equal to 0. And then 1 minus e to the 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. This is done. This one I have to do some work. Take the 1 over, becomes a negative. Divide by negative 1, becomes positive. So e to the 5x plus 2 is equal to positive 1. Once you get here, you're going to get stuck because you have to find the value for the x on the exponent. So what is my... I don't know what's going on, but you guys need to pay attention. Okay, what is my next step? ln. So when you ln this side, the e will disappear. You get a 5x plus 2. You have to ln the 1. And you should know what ln of 1 is by now. What is ln of 1? 0. That's because it goes through 1. Okay, that's going to be 0 there. That's the graph. So I have a 5x plus 2 is equal to 0. You get x is equal to, I just finished telling him, negative 2 over 5. Okay, that's it.